This is my first time really making art prints as one of the core products that I bring to my display for Artist Alley, which is a bit ridiculous considering illustration is the main thing I do, but I've always just put such a heavy focus on enamel pins, which are the products that in the past I have manufactured the most of. I built my online shop on enamel pins, and while I will probably never stop doing enamel pins because I love it too much, but I do want to focus more on on illustration because I love drawing, it's my favorite thing to do, and number two is products that I can make at home and that I can teach other people how to make at home. So I thought we'd talk a bit about how I'm making art prints for Artist Alley. My top tip for you to consider is you want to obviously get a good paper for your prints, but you also need to consider how much you're going to charge, because if you are getting like a super high quality archival art paper, then you also need to charge higher for that because obviously it is a lot more expensive. For Artist Alley this time I decided to go with a slightly lower priced, still premium paper, but in the premium category it's in the lower price side, if that makes sense. So it still costs a lot more than you would pay for, say, cartridge paper or sketchbook paper. The paper that I'm using is Koala High Gloss Photo Paper. It was recommended to me by quite a few people in my Artist Alley friend group, and I have to say it's really good. It is genuinely, it's capturing the colors of my prints better than some of the premium papers that I've used. And I don't know if that's just because my printer works really well with koala paper, or maybe we just have a gem here, but I definitely understand why they recommended it because it is really good. I will have this linked below if you want to check it out. I don't think I have an affiliate link for it. It will definitely be linked in one way or another. One thing I will say is that if you want to save yourself a little bit of a headache with this paper, it says that it's high gloss, but in your printer settings, I found that it worked better to set it to gloss. If I set it to high gloss in my presets, it ended up bleeding a lot of inks, which suggests that the paper is not actually high gloss, it is regular gloss. And if you're not a deep diver into the whole printer setting universe, then you might be wondering what I'm talking about. But there will be people out there who will have their mind blown this very second. I believe this information will be useful to some people, and I hope it finds you. That is my justification to how I decide which paper I'm going to use for my art prints. I first decide what I would ideally want to charge for them, and then I find a high quality paper in that price range. If I was going to choose my favorite art paper of all time, which is a satin oyster paper from Marut, I would have to charge around £12 for my A5 prints, but I wanted to keep them in the £4 or £5 range. I want to keep them at this lower price because one, it is my first time bringing them as my core products, like one of my flagship products in my stall. They're going to be taking up roughly half the space of my table. So I'm going to have a lot of them, and I'm going to have to sell a lot of them because I don't want to bring them all back and store them. I want it to be something that I make a decent amount of. I'm okay if I sell out, but I don't want to have a bunch of leftover stock. So I'm limiting it to, I'm bringing 500 prints in total. I think it is maybe 600. Each of these packs cost me £8 and they have 100 sheets in them of A5. So that does allow me to have a good profit margin on them, even though they're lower priced. And I'm hoping that because they are lower priced, that I will sell quite a few of them. They will be more accessible to anyone who is shopping on a budget or anyone who might want to pick something up without having to make a big financial decision about it. If you've been shopping in Artist Alley before, you will know what I mean. Like sometimes it can be so overwhelming seeing all these amazing things that you want to buy, but a lot of them are often very expensive because we have to make things in small quantities and sometimes they're handmade. So the high prices are justified, but that doesn't mean that it's easy to justify spending the money on it when you want to get stuff from everyone. So I'm trying to keep that in mind, and I'm trying to keep my products as affordable as possible. And now that I'm making stuff at home, I can definitely achieve that. That was always my problem in the past when I would order in art prints from manufacturers, and it really only paid off to order them in if I got quantities of 200 or 300, and that would really limit the amount of designs that I could bring in, because if I'm only going to sell 10 or 20 of them per event, I will have to do a lot of events before I get rid of inventory. There's only so much that you can store in your home or in your studio. Let's keep printing prints for today, and I also need to get started on some artwork. I need to order my banner today so that that's delivered. It's going to be on setup day now, but that's okay. It will come in the morning. It'll be fine. And we need to illustrate a stamp rally reward. So let's get started making some art, and I will be printing while we're doing all that.
I couldn't stay, I couldn't wait, but I thought that you should know that I would have. Can hang around, can ask your name, but now I'm thinking maybe I should have. If I hadn't turned to leave, would you have come to sit with me? Love the feeling of your eyes on me, like something from a fantasy. Did you feel it from across the room? Did you feel a little enchanted too? Did I miss something more with you? Did you think of chasing after me like something from a movie scene, never knowing what could have been?
It is 9 o'clock at night, and I have just ordered my little banner.
I was holding back when you saw me smile. Swear my heart was beating through my chest. Should've never left, should've stayed a while. Maybe then I wouldn't be asking. If I hadn't turned to leave, would you have come to sit with me? Love the feeling of your eyes on me, like something from a fantasy. Did you feel it from across the room? Did you feel a little enchanted too? Did I miss something more with you? Did you think of chasing after me like something from a movie scene, never knowing what could have been? But now I'll never know. Across the room, oh, I know that you can feel it too. What went through your head when I left? All I could think was, what if?
Today is Tuesday evening and setup is on Thursday. I've been trying to do little extras here and there, but overall we're actually not behind on anything. It's a bit scary. Today I have not done any convention prep at all. I've actually been working on some brand collaborations. Normally I would not take a brand collaboration during MCM and UK Games Expo convention prep, but they were subscription boxes for snacks and I cannot resist a gifted collaboration for snacks. I am a snackaholic. Let me show you the status of things. Over here we have big stacks of art prints that have been printed, and this is regular paper that I'm gonna stuff into these pouches. I don't have enough pouches, I'm worried. I think I'm gonna put up a sign that says if you want to reduce your packaging, I have some prints in the back that can be like bundled together so you don't have to have them individually wrapped. And I think with the audience for MCM and Artist Alley, I think a lot of people opt in for that instead. So that is something that's a nice solution, isn't it? Cool, I shall see you tomorrow. At MCM London, I partook in my first ever 2 stamp rallies, and that was really fun. I was part of 2 stamp rallies. One was frog spotting and the other one was a Moomin Valley stamp rally. And what was interesting about the Moomin Valley one was that a lot of people who were part of it, myself included, are not people who typically do fan art. And so people who were taking part in the Moomin Valley stamp rally got to collect fan art from people who often don't make it. There was probably a healthy mix of us, maybe a 50-50. I didn't check like for sure, but I did notice that along with me, there were other like wildlife illustrators in the group as well who also don't do fan art. But we were also tempted by this idea of making some beautiful Moomin art just for a one-off gifted stamp rally. It was really fun. We all got to choose our characters, and I chose the Grok, who is called Hufsa in Norwegian. I don't know what the original Finnish name is, but I learned that in English she's called the Grok, and I found that to be a very strange name for the character that I know her as. I wanted to draw Hufsa in a happy place because I remember all the characters being so mean to her in the series. If you watched the Moomins, Mumitrolle, I don't know, do you remember? Am I wrong? Keeping in mind I haven't watched Moomins since I was a child, but I did used to watch it like on repeat every night at 6 o'clock. That's what they would show on children's TV back in those days when we didn't have on-demand television. But as a child, I always felt incredibly sorry for her because all she wanted was to come into the warmth and to have flowers and heat and things like that. I don't remember the concept, but I remember all the other characters being really mean to her and excluding her, and I didn't like that. So when we got to choose our characters, I went with the Grok because she is my favorite, and I feel like I can finally let go of those childhood memories of the Moomins being mean to her, because now I've given her flowers and she's hanging out in a birch forest tropical paradise. Stop thing. The stickers turned out really cute. I was so happy with them. I hope you like the illustration. Good morning, friends. MCM starts on Friday. Oh, I love MCM. It was my first con that I ever attended, and it will always be in my heart and have a very special place in my heart. I feel like I'm entering a matcha era. I had matcha green tea from my Sakurako box yesterday, and it was so good. I have had store-bought green tea many times, and it did not taste anything like what I got in that box. So I think I might be on the lookout for some nice imported authentic teas that have a flavor. I would like that very much.
Something that makes us complete when we finally see. Here with the sun on our backs, it's all we need. Together with hearts intertwined, there's nothing quite like it. There's love enough to go around, and space. Breathe it in and slowly breathe it out. There's a place just for us here in the gold dust. This freedom that comes with the calm helps us belong. 3,000 miles left behind, and still we run. It's oh so beautiful to fly with arms outright.
I paused the crickets for a second because I wanted to show you how I'm going to set this up. So I haven't attached it yet, but it's basically just made with cardboard. So I'm going to have that base as a stand, put this on top, and then this is going to be taped around like that. But I don't want to tape it now because then I can't flat pack it. So just imagine that it's assembled. And let's see, so I'm going to put my business fish in here so people can collect their own little business fish. Like obviously they'll be better supported and things, but oh yeah, I just think that's kind of fun. It's almost 4 o'clock now, so I want to finish cutting my price tags, and then we're gonna pack those. I'll be able to start packing the suitcases, which are down there, kind of ready to go. And And after a long time of prepping, making new products, rejuvenating my branding, it was finally time to travel to the convention for a setup day. My partner's parents, my in-laws, they very kindly drove me to setup day, so I didn't have to lug everything on the train, which I usually do. I live about 2 hours by train from this venue, so I could easily take stuff on the train and get to the venue, straight into the venue from the station. It wouldn't have been an issue, but because they had the day off and they were happy to take me, I was thrilled about that. My mother-in-law even helped me set up. I only had 2 passes, otherwise I'm sure both of them would have been happy to come in. The next day I did take the train in, so I don't stay by the Excel Centre when I do MCM London because I am so close. I say 2 hours. It's probably an hour and a half, but I always leave myself an extra half hour because on the weekend the DLR can't always be trusted, I find. So I give myself that extra half hour. The weather was absolutely beautiful on all days. There was a bit of rain on the Friday. I don't think anyone cared at all about the rain. Good morning, friends. This is a weird angle, but we're gonna go with it. I got this one today, so look at that. It's a iced matcha, and then I asked for 3 espresso shots, and I don't think they put it in, so I went back to ask, and he said he did. But there's definitely no coffee in here. But I think they might have misunderstood, and he's read it as 3 extra shots of tea, maybe? I don't know. I'm gonna get my booth all set up and then I'll catch you in a bit. Let me show you the status at the moment. So this is what the booth is looking like at the moment. It's quite dark in here at the moment, so I'm sorry for all the grain. And let's have a look. I got art prints. I need to tidy up these ones. I just hung them for my own reference, but these ones are going to be filled with art prints. This one's going to be print. We're going to have sticker sheets here because I only have a few. This one, I don't entirely know about this one. I might change it. We'll see. And then I've got coloring books in the front here and small Hatchelotto pins down here. These ones are some of the leftover spring boxes. I don't have a ton of them left, but I've got some, so I brought those.
This train is for Beckton.
Good morning, friends. I am kicking myself because I forgot the noise cancelling thing for this mic. You have the view from the back of the booth. It's really messy here, but it's okay because it's not visible. We got some setup stuff to do today. I want to get a few bits sorted in the front of the booth and then we will go for the back. I can barely fit behind here, but I hope it's alright. So what we need to do today is the enamel pin wall needs a big restock. I am low on lots of stuff from that, so I got stuff with me that I brought from home. We also sold out of Skele Lotto plushies yesterday, so I need to put those up. And I brought a few spares of the other Lotto plushies too, because they did surprisingly well yesterday. I'm really happy about that. Although they're one of my favorite products I've ever made, they also take up a lot of space, and I would love to get rid of a few more of them so that we can start making our blind box toys. It's getting very loud here, but hopefully we're all right. This down here, these are the only sticker sheets we have left, and I think we're definitely going to sell out by the end of the day, except for the blobfish. He didn't do very well. The best-selling prints for Friday were the Sumatran tiger, always a favorite. The snow hare with the Sakura decor, this one did really well. It's the first time I've brought that one, so I can't compare it to other events, but I did notice that cherry blossoms did very well yesterday. The Dutch rabbits, it turns out that everyone who was asking for bunnies in the past, they weren't joking, they wanted the bunnies. And the ones that I was surprised did not do as well were the capybara, which I think I sold one of the entire day, which was a lot less than most of the other ones. The panda ghost sea squirt, and I think I'm going to put this in the front just to see if it does well, because I think this combo with Skele Lotto would be really cute. The leaf sheep did alright, but it was not in the best sellers, but I did notice that a lot of people would buy the print and the enamel pin together, and I thought that was so cute. Hi, welcome back. It has been a while since MCM ended. I did MCM, Sunday was May 25th, and it was my birthday. I turned 33 years old. But as often when we get older, I have been thinking a bit about the state of my business and where I'm currently at both in business and in life, and where I want to be in 5 years' time. And there are a few things that I've decided aren't working for me at the moment, and that I need to change. I did announce that I'm closing my store, but I'm not closing my small business. I'm still going to be making products. I'm just not going to be shipping them myself from here. And I'm not going to be selling to individual people. I'm going to be selling to other small businesses instead, and then they will sell them from their shops, and they'll be able to ship things to people much faster than I am. The postal system is driving me off the wall, and I think I just don't have the stamina for it. And I don't like the fact that I dislike something that's so useful and helpful. I think the postal system and I think we need to break up. It's better for all of us this way. As I'm shutting down my online store, I'm gonna revamp it, and I'm gonna turn it into a store that sells digital download and print-on-demand apparel. We're gonna do quite a bit of fun. I'm seeing a lot of people use gelato at the moment, so I think I'm gonna try them out. Ordering samples for everything that I'm gonna list. In addition to revamping my online store, I'm also creating a brand new website for wholesale, and I want to make a video taking you through that, of how I'm building a wholesale platform for myself. I am returning to 2 videos per week on YouTube, but I'm gonna keep them a bit shorter. I used to do 2 videos per week, and then the editing took me a long time. I was making long videos that very few people were watching, or people would kind of trail off quite quickly. Don't blame anyone for that, because when I look back on them, I can totally understand why. But I thought that maybe if I spend more time editing a nicely curated video, then I could get those views up and learn a bit more about the attention span and things like that. But at the end of the day, posting only 1 time per week, all it really did was made me feel less connected with YouTube, and then I kind of just trailed off my posting schedule completely. So I'm coming back for 2 videos per week, but I am going to make them shorter, because if there's one thing I've learned from my YouTube analytics, is that people prefer me in smaller dosages. That's okay. I'm gonna go draw in my sketchbook now and hang out with my dog. We started watching Brothers and Sisters yesterday after having had about 2 full weeks of QI on repeat. Ooh, maybe I'll watch some Pokemon. I started buying cards again. I can't help it. Okay, I'll see you next week. I love you. Bye.